Live com John Dodson. Boa noite, pessoal. Hoje, sexta-feira, 16 de julho de 2021, 8 horas da noite, a gente vai receber simplesmente John Dodson. Ele é lutador americano de MMA, categoria peso galo, tem 17 anos de carreira, 21 vitórias, sendo 10 por nocaute ou nocaute técnico. É incrível poder falar com uma lenda do esporte. É realmente surreal isso para mim. Eu vou enviar aqui para algumas pessoas, alguns amigos, para quem está chegando agora. É uma coisa inacreditável poder estar falando com quem a gente assiste na televisão lá lutando. É realmente muito emocionante. Bem-vindo todo mundo que está chegando aqui. Hoje vai ser muito legal. Wow, John Dodson is here. Oh, I'll invite you. Oi, Natália. Você viu só, Natália? Hi.
What up? How are you?
Hi, John Dodson. I can't believe you are in my life. That it's a pleasure to me. I'm really your fan. Very many years watching you in TV. It's very incredible for me.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Like it's a pleasure to be on your podcast, and a pleasure seeing that you've been doing a lot of interviews, and you got to interview John Lineker.
Yeah, John Lineker is very good. You already fight with him.
Yeah, I can't up short on that fight, but if me and him ever get a chance to go ahead and run it back, I'm talking about N1FC. Let me know.
And you're a very nice person. Before the fights, you always enter smiling. Most of fighters enter very concentrated, very serious. You're a very smile guy in the fight. It's very incredible to see you before, during the fight. Your story in MMA is starting 2004 with your first fight. How was it for you?
My very first professional fight was very frustrating and nerve-wracking. And the guy that I was fighting at the time was coming out of prison. He told me that he was going to rape me, and I just turned 17, so I was scared for my life. But I went out there and I punished the man for using the harsh words he had to say about me, and made sure I came out with a victory. Then I had my first loss in Japan, because after that fight, I went to go fight the #1 fighter at the time in Japan.
Yes. Since 2004, you fought 16 times, and then the opportunity to the Ultimate Fighter in 2011. How was it for you entering Ultimate Fighter? And how was it that moment?
Going on the Ultimate Fighter was kind of nerve-wracking because I'd never been away from my family, and I haven't been away from my brother's been like my biggest supporter of everything. Like every time I've always sat there and trained and get ready for fights, he was always in my corner, and it was weird to be out there without him. And my younger brother, I know it seems weird, but like I always had it right there beside me. We always made sure we kept our chit chat and everything going through. And I was nervous, and I just had to believe in myself to make sure I could go out there and go knock this dude out and be able to go perform that I wanted to. So every opponent that I had, I wanted to go touch him and make sure I can make a statement for myself saying this midget has enormous power that can hurt anybody. So I went out there, crushed a lot of people's souls.
Yeah, it was incredible. In Ultimate Fighter in 2011, you were the winner. You were the winner there. How was that for you, being the winner?
It was amazing because I got to knock out TJ Dillashaw. Like that moment in time, I could never go ahead and erase. That's something I would always want to cherish for my entire life because of the fact that all my hard work of being a fighter, fighting in different weight classes, because I fought from 125 to 155, and it just got me into what I need to do, and it all came together. Like now, I can go ahead and pay for my like bills, be able to comfortable to sit there and tell people that I am a professional fighter. Because it's that moment in time when I tell people I'm a fighter, but they ask me how much I get paid, and I was like, I don't really want to tell them. But since I made it to the UFC and I made it to the top of my whole division, it made me feel satisfied and said, "Hey, I
Yes,
finally."
yes. Uh, I can imagine the sensation of be winner the Ultimate Fighter series. I can imagine your first fight, as you said, first fight in UFC. You fight against Tadej Dillashaw and win by the fight by TKO in the first round. How was it for you that
It
moment?
felt magical. Like that's the easiest way I could like say it and pronounce it. Just I couldn't believe everything that went into it. It went picture perfect, and it happened exactly how I was dreaming about it. Literally 2 hours before I had to go for the walk, I was dreaming about how I wanted to knock him out, and I went there and hit him with an overhand left, and they did it so beautiful. I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. And I just started running and doing backflips off the cage. Everyone was like, John, calm down. It's like, no, you guys, I won. I am the ultimate fighter champion. I did it. And I was just like too excited. People, like a lot of people at home couldn't understand why I was so excited because I was been fighting for like $250, maybe two or $300 here and there. And I was paying my like whatever little bills I could, and I had to have a real job. And then this was the time that I said, I don't have to do it no more. So I was glad.
Oh, that's incredible. Uh, After Tadej Dillashaw, you won against Tim Elliott and Josier Formiga. After these fights, the opportunity to fight the title shot against Demetrius Johnson. How was it for you that moment?
Fighting Demetrius Johnson was like one of the things that I was so like amazed about because of the fact that I didn't know how Demetrius Johnson was going to be that guy who I was like, hey, he's the champion. I need to go ahead and make a statement and try knocking him out. And I didn't know I could do it so easily by every single time I touched him. I didn't know that I was on the level that he was, and then it taught me at the end of the fight that I could be a champion. And to this day, I still believe I should be the champion right now, 125.
Oh, incredible. Uh, and then you both fought 5 rounds. Uh, that was amazing. The fight, and uh, you fought 7 times in. You fought 17 times in UFC since 2011 until last year. When are we gonna see you again at the octagon fighting?
Sadly to say, I was supposed to fight at the end of this month. I had a fight scheduled for July 30th on a card called XMMA, and it was going to be against Cody Gibson. And I was about ready to go ahead and get ready for it, but I had a tragic accident that happened on July 3rd,
Yes,
where me and my family got in a car accident. We hit a car that was parked in the middle of the highway because they actually got into an accident with a semi truck, and since it disabled his car in the middle of the freeway, within like 2 or 3 minutes after they got disabled, didn't see them. I thought they were there, like just thought their car was on the side of the road, and I ended up hitting the car, and I ended up sending them behind the car, sent flying. We tumbled a few times, and luckily my family's all alive. They have a bunch of scrapes and bruises. I have a kink in my neck right now. I have some back problems, and also my hip needs to be adjusted and realigned. But other than that, we're alive and healthy. But we just need to get over like all of our sores and aches and pains. My wife has like a bleed in her liver and has a few like hot spots around the colon and stuff. So we're just living day by day right now.
Yes, I'm happy you and your family are good. That was very difficult. Accident car, very hard uh, to live this moment. I, I'm happy you are fine again.
Oh, me too. Like I'm glad. I
Yes.
thank God for everything that we actually got so lucky. Somebody's on our side, and man, like we count our blessings every day. Like we're lucky to be alive, especially how fast we hit that car. We were going about 70 miles an hour, and how our car was so destroyed. We were lucky to get out of it and walk away. So
Um, and it, it's very difficult. And and after uh, trying to going back to the UFC fights, uh,
you're good, boss.
after your first um, af- after your first fight with Demetrius Johnson, you
Mhm.
won 3 fights in a row, and 2 years later, title shot again with Demetrius Johnson. How was that? Two fights with Demetrius Johnson.
Well, still today, I've been the only person to go 10 rounds with Demetrius Johnson and be able to say that out of 10 of those rounds, I won six of them. Even though they don't count it saying I won six of those rounds, I feel like I did.
Yeah, very nice. Have you ever felt pity or anger in a fight?
More, I haven't been angry at my opponent. I've been more angry at myself not being able to go ahead and do the things I want to do. Like that's the times I get mad at is because I know I'm better than what I'm performing, and that's the real struggle I have. Like that's the thing that bothers me probably more times than none. Every single day, I'm always sitting there trying to go through with everything, and I'm just like having a hard time dealing with everything with being in their fight because there's so much running through my mind. Like, hey, I want to go ahead and beat up this person. I want to hit that person, but why am I not doing it? I keep on trying to make myself do it, but my body is like afraid of being able to do something like that. And it's getting to the point where I need to go ahead and engage in these type of things and just start fighting and start throwing more bombs, start beating on people all the time. So
Um, uh, Very nice. Natalia, my friend, is asking something. What advice can you give to someone who wants to be a fighter?
the advice I can give you to being a fighter is to learn everything as much as possible. There's one thing that everyone wants to sit there and try to do, and they want to be somebody else. No, you need to learn how to be yourself. Highlight the best version of who you are so that you can become the most incredible stopping machine out there. Like I did it by being a lovable cartoon, crazy little ninja. And Conor McGregor does it by being a guy who is so angry and hateful and just rude and disrespectful. But that's just his character that he plays so that he can go ahead and get in the mindset of being the best fighter he is. Because my best
Yes.
fighter in myself is to go ahead and be fun loving. His version of it is being an asshole.
What do you think about trash talking like Conor McGregor do?
Like how he talks and like how he does it, like he can sell a show very, very easy because of the way that he can go ahead and say so many things and how he talks makes people really want to know how everything's going to go through. So his ability to engage in that evil conversation to make people hate them is amazing. I wish I could do it. Like I don't have that ability because I don't know too many mean things to say. Even though I should. I should work on it.
um, uh, how do you deal with a loss and create forces to fight again?
Like, to tell you the truth, I really want to go and correct every single one of my losses. Those are the things that I need to go ahead and accomplish in myself because we're only as good as the last performance, and especially that my last performance, I looked very embarrassing because I didn't go out there and perform that way that I wanted to. It just shows me that I need to go ahead and develop in areas that I lack in. And it's not the abilities of my striking, my wrestling, or jiu-jitsu. It's the ability of just being here. I need to be more focused in the fight, and I want to go out there and just sit there and just bomb on people. Can you show
And
where you are? Is this your bedroom? No. This is actually not my bedroom. This is my gym. I'm in my gym room. Like I
Oh,
have everything that goes in here with my pops,
oh no,
all my different stuff.
very
Uh,
beautiful.
yeah, and then I mostly have all my gym equipment in the back behind me. So this is like a little area that I like to call my man cave. I just work out in there a lot, and my it's a place where dad gets to go ahead and do work.
Oh, uh, very nice. And how's the preparation for the fights? Preparation, physical, psychological, about 4 month preparation.
Well, they usually give us about 6 weeks to go ahead and prepare for a fight. So
Oh,
within that 6 weeks, I got to get my body physically ready, and then I also have to get my mind ready because we all know it. All the fight game is 90% mental and 10% physical. We want to go ahead and be able to be the best that we can every chance that we get, and every single time I have it deep in my heart, I've got to make sure I believe it here and here. These are the two things that I
yeah,
need to have in mind so I can go ahead and make my body perform the way that it's supposed to. And it's
yes,
always me. I just need a good corner to sit there and be have my back, letting me know how amazing, well, not I am, but how abilities that I got to go ahead and go do it. So I'm always for it.
and yes, I love your style fighting. You go to the fighters, uh, many punches, and in a short time, many punches, kick, very kicks. It's very amazing to watch you fighting. I and it's very uh, very nice to see you fighting. What about the weight and your food before a fight? You have to lose uh,
A lot of
many.
pounds, yeah.
Huh?
Like I always go ahead and eat like lean foods. I always eat within like chicken and spinach. I have some brown rice here and there, but most of the times I just stay away from a lot of carbs. I have to go ahead and eat more healthy. I eat a lot of salmon. Like I cook that way too much. My wife is starting to like salmon now because she never really like was into seafood, and now I got her tricked into it because I'm just cooking it all the time. So it's
Um,
been just hectic, but it works for me, you know.
and have you ever fight in other division for down or up?
Yes, I have. I fought from 125, I fought 35s, 145, and I also fought at 155 as well. What up, dude?
Very
How you
nice,
doing?
very nice. And you when close the octagon, at the moment is now to fight. Have you ever felt afraid?
So the fear and excitement are the two exact same thing for me. So when I'm so afraid, I'm very excited because of the fact that I'm going in those moments and I know it's time to go. This is the time when I need to feel alive, and I'm like, all right, cool. It's either I'm gonna kill this dude or he's going to kill me. So where I'm like, oh, like, is he gonna be the killer or am I gonna be the killer? Like, I want to get in this mode where I can be his status because my status right now is feeling like I might poop my pants.
It's very funny. If you are not killed, you will be killed.
Exactly. And I just want to make sure I can keep on surviving throughout all of it. And I know it sounds redundant, but the survival in that fight game is going in all the time. And everybody doesn't understand it because of the fact that it really is a do or die situation. If we don't go out there and perform the way we need to, we'll lose the fight. But not only that, we provide all that money that we possibly could win just gets taken half of it now. So we need that win money as well. A lot of times people don't sit there and count their baskets for half of the purse. They always count for the full thing. And that's what I
Yes,
need. Like we need to eat.
exactly. Uh, and the time the when you hear Bruce Buffer sounds your name and the show he does, do you feel something? Or it's good for you or bad for you?
No, it's good for me because I hear him say my name and there's that thunder in my heart just start pounding and I can feel it all the way in my gut and I know it's go time. Like once he starts saying my name, I'm like, oh, it's about to go down, and we need to go ahead and get this fight on. Like every time I keep on playing it in my head, like, hey man, when he says my name, I gotta do this, I gotta smile, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be me, and whatever happens, happens. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and just destroy. It's going to hunt in that mode, and I'm literally looking for that punch, that moment, that significant, whatever it may be, whether it be a strike, a takedown, it could be a defense, a counter, that gives me the opportunity to have the edge over my opponent, and then I can go ahead and steal my will.
Oh, perfect. And when you put the opponent in the floor, you are very nice doing ground and pound, very effective and fast. Uh, this is incredible. How is the moment when your opponent is in the floor?
Once I actually hit my opponents and they actually fall to the ground, it makes me feel pretty much knowing that I have to go ahead. That's that time when I'm like, oh, I need to go ahead and finish my plate and finish up everything that I need to do so I can go home and go enjoy the rest of the night. Like, I want to be able to go out there and hit this man 1,000 times on the ground so the referee can know that he is unable to continue with me. When we have to go ahead and do some of the ground and pound and start moving around and start playing that jiu-jitsu game, I still want to still punch him in the face because I know he's hurt. That man is already on the ground. He knows I've got to come in for the attack, and I'm like, ooh, let's go. Let me go ahead and finish this dude.
Oh.
So that's like my whole mentality. He hits the ground, I'm like, oh, yes, go, hit. And he's finished the fight. Like, yeah, let's go.
Yes, it's incredible to see you fighting. Natalia, my friend, is asking, what are your big dreams?
My biggest dream right now is I want to go ahead and still hold 3 different titles in 3 different divisions. Like, I want to be a 125, 135, 145 champion. I've been telling people that since I started in mixed martial arts. And I want to be able to secure it. I know I can't do it no longer in the UFC unless I go ahead and finish other people in other organizations, which I don't mind. I can go out there and beat up all those dudes and then make my way back into the UFC as an old, crippled, decrepit man and destroy them too. And whatever the best way for me to go ahead and do it, I make my way to the best way to it. And the best way for me to go on anything that I need to, just have it. Like, my dream is to go ahead and just leave a legacy of being a legend.
Yeah, no, you're already a legend of MMA. It's amazing, and we making our life together. It's a very pleasure. You have 21 fights, 10 fights. No, you have 21 victories, and 10 of them by knockout or TKO. You are a very fantastic fighter. You always search for the knockout.
Yes, I always try to go for the finish because when I started in my earlier career fighting, they all sat there and told me that doing jiu-jitsu was going to win me the fight, but I tried it anyways. I sat there and made sure I can do the ground and pound and hold somebody down and then take the better positioning. One time I had a guy fully mounted, had one arm bars trying to cut him open. I split open his whole face and I ended up losing the decision. And I was like, there's no way, because I had dominant position throughout the whole fight. For 5 rounds, I sat on top of the dude, full mount. I couldn't finish him because we fought at 155 and he was just a bigger man than me. And I still was like, how did I lose this fight? They're like, you know what? How you fought was boring. I was like, but he laid down on the ground. I busted his face open. I'm not even cut. They're like, yep. It was just too boring for us. I was like, wow. Okay. So I figured if I stand and bang with people, maybe I'll grab their attention and something that they can focus on where they can see it. Because I just figured that since they were sitting at the cage level, they couldn't really see the action.
Oh, perfect. And Natalia, I really love this live. And the one said already a legend, brother. I agree. You are already a legend.
Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Like, I'm loving the fact that you're loving this live because the fact that I'm just so glad to be alive. Like, I know it looks like I'm joking about it, but like, being able to have next day live, being able to breathe and stuff like that, that's something I can't ever get past. Like this is one of those things that I'm just grateful for. Living every day is a blessing. So you
Yeah,
don't know how
yes.
short it is until you like take it from you or almost
Oh,
take it from you.
hey, you said the word war. Every fight you do is a war.
Yes.
It's yes, it's very incredible to see. Always, yeah.
It's always a blessing for me to go in there and be able to fight with these dudes all the time. Like every single time that we're going in there, it has to be who's going to be dominant. And the times I always get in there, I have to make sure I can be faster than these dudes because I know they're going to hit me harder. And I know that sounds kind of ridiculous because people have seen incredible power from me, but it's just because of the speed that actually goes through everything. That's the thing that I can't get past. Everybody judges my speed as my power, but my power comes from my speed.
Um, uh, and the preparation before the fights, for the cardio, the guys, you have to run or just to
I'm gonna be honest with you. I run at least 3 miles every day. Every morning I run 3 miles. I make sure I can go ahead and do that the first thing I can do. If not, I'm riding my bike. Uh, but the thing I really like to do for cardio is dancing. I like to
oh,
go
dancing,
dance, and me and my
very
brother
nice.
like do like we're break dancers by trade because that's how we actually been growing up. We've been doing that our entire life. So for me to be dancing, that really gets my cardio. Like I like to take my wife to go dancing. We do some salsa and some like country two step. We make sure we get our movements in just by doing all those type of things. But that's the way I like to get my cardio. My cardio comes in from like you know.
Oh, very very fun. I really love this live. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh
I'm
no problem.
really
Thank
your
you for having
fan.
me on.
Many years,
Yeah, man, I can't
many.
wait. Well, next time we can go ahead and get another one. We'll make sure we get it in. But
Yes,
I'm gonna show it. I'm excited about this, man. Like, thank you for having me on here. This is a great opportunity for me to go ahead and meet you and be out there and talk to a bunch of your fans and also mine as well. Seeing how many new fans that I got.
yes, I really love it. Let's do it again. I really love it.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Oh, no problem. I'm gonna be learning some Portuguese so that me and you can try this in Portuguese because I'll practice and I'll make sure I can do the best I can. But just don't make fun of me.
I'll send the last question in Portuguese.
Okay. I don't know any Portuguese though. We have to work on this. I have to work. I'm gonna go find somebody to teach me. There's a lot of Brazilians out here. They can teach me some Portuguese.
oh, oh, very nice. I really loved it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you, boss man. Shoot. For all those other people that I know, there's a bunch of questions to keep on asking. I'm trying to scroll through them, and I can't. And it won't let me scroll through back. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
scroll. I don't know why it won't let me scroll back. Don't worry, you guys. If you guys want to sit there and chat, I'll make sure I can go ahead and start doing some more lives and help it out. And Rodrigo actually brought up something amazing because the fact that him doing more lives and also I'll be trying to get it some well, I'll give you guys more input and advice, and then we can start working where I am in my workshop. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Rodrigo, I'll be talking to you and chatting with you again, hopefully sooner than later. But I'll catch you on the flip
Um.
side, man. All right?
uh, all right. Thank you very much. I really
No
love it.
problem. Thank you for having me on again. Appreciate it,
Thank
boss.
you. Bye bye.